Well, hello again and welcome to another adventure of Wisman Ranch, where today we're going to be installing packages of bees. And I'm not talking about the Christmas packages, I'm talking about live rock and rolla, I want to sting ya Ayatollah bees, honeybees. And we're going to be installing them inside of these 5 hives. That's a lot of hives, and I'm going to kind of go through and show you the components of the hives and go from there. And once we get our bees, we got to go pick them up. Once we get our bees, we'll bring them back and put them inside. So stay tuned. Well, hello. We are back to doing the hives. And I'm going to show you the hive components. My lovely bride is going to anyway. So let's go ahead and take this hive apart. The first thing you're going to do is, the first thing we have there is the telescopic hive cover. More lovely than Vanna White. Then here is the inner cover. Oops. And it has a hole in there for ventilation. The little place right there helps to ventilate and keep it nice and warm or cool during the summer. Then we have our 10 frames. As you can see, those are built out. And you can...
Compared to?
Those right there.
A non-built out.
On those frames right there, we've actually waxed them. We've put a lot of wax coating on them to help the bees. As you can see, we have a bar of wax. So once you get your new hive frame, you get your new hive in your frames, you want to go ahead and use that wax bar to do what my lovely bride is doing there. You do it on both sides. Why are you doing that, you ask? Great question. The reason we do that is because it's been shown that it helps the bees to take to these hive frames and draw them out quicker. So that big one right there. Okay, let's show the big box itself. So the big box right there is a hive body. Now, as you can see at the bottom, there is the hive bottom. That's a screened bottom board. And it's really awesome because it allows circulation of air throughout the hive. And any mites that might come onto the bees, they might come off there and go through. They might fall off. You just got to be sure that you're doing the right thing. And then that little stick that my wife has there in her hand, that is an entrance reducer. You've got 2 holes on there. You've got the small hole right there, which once you install a package of bees, you want to put that smaller hole out so the bees have a smaller place to guard until they build up their hive. Then as the bees start building up, you can flip it over and have a bigger entrance, and then eventually removing that altogether once the hive is rock and rolla. So that is a complete buildup of the hives. And as we move down here, our dogs like to play over there. Jeez. Here in the middle of this one, this is an inside feeder of the hive. My wife is going to kind of break it down real quick.
Here we are, getting our bees ready. Here is the inner cover that's ready.
All right, good job. Woo, she broke it down for us one time. But right there in the middle is the cap to put your feed bottle. And then there's the little hole in the middle there. It helps the bees to come out. They can come in and out. So if you want to, it gives them another way of going in and out of the hive. And basically as the nights get colder, the bees kind of tend to move to the top of the hive. So it gives them in and out. Way to go. Wow, look at all those are drawn out. Yeah.
I might want to take some of these other drawn out ones and stick them in the ones that have none.
Oh yeah, probably so. But we're in the middle of a video, so
My bad.
Don't correct me. You're always right and I'm always wrong, so it doesn't matter. You guys know what I'm talking about out there. Wives are always right. There's no sense in arguing. Just smile and say, yes, dear. That's how you learn to get her done, son. All right, so that's it until we get our bees, and we'll talk to you later. Look at that woman.
Make more honey.
Even the kids get involved. Gotta put them to work doing stuff. Right, Ty?
Yep, right. It's fun.
Well, just make sure you get it all. Extra honey would be so good and yummy in my tummy.
Okay, stick it in there.
In here?
Yeah.
Right.
Woo!
Okay, got 3 more to do.
Yay!
Good job. Well, here we are. We're trying to pull apart these the bee boxes here. It's a lot of fun. Just gotta be careful. So this is what the bee box looks like. We have a bunch of bees. Hang on to that, please. A bunch of bees. There's about 4 pounds in there, which is roughly 10,000 bees. We've got the bucket. This little thing here is full of sugar water. It's to help to feed the bees on their journey from Georgia, that's where they get them here, all the way up here to New Hampshire. This, see the little bees right here, this pink thing right here holds the queen cage, and I'll show you that here as soon as we open it up. But what we're going to be doing is opening up these boxes. We're going to be dropping the bees inside of their hives, and we're going to be having a great time. Woohoo! And we got some visitors here. Yeah.
Family, woohoo!
All right, we are rocking and rolling, and this is going to be a lot of fun. So,
Ready?
let's get ready to knock this out of the park.
How many do you want out? 2 or 3?
You're going to take,
Or a few more?
no, just take 3. All right, and
You can give to Alejandra
here in
the
just a
video
second,
tape.
we will get her done.
There she is. She's behind.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna,
Tyra.
first thing we're gonna do is we are gonna moist these down with a combination of sugar water and Honey Bee Healthy. And I'm not talking about my honey in front of me.
Okay.
Okay, and what we're gonna do is we are gonna
Ty, back up,
pop
please,
this
so they
can
can see.
out.
You can scoot over. Does anybody need a coat or gloves or hat or anything? No. Oh.
It's a little tough. Oh, it's because I got wax on it. All right, spray them. Okay, we're gonna spray them down. Spray right in there.
Did you want the smoke or anything?
No, you can't use this one. Got bees under that, so.
Yep.
What do they do? Just set on them now?
Yeah.
It's more food.
If it wets them down, it stops them from flying, number one, and number two, they actually get so much, they engorge themselves in the water, and they won't really, it's hard for them to sting. So, just kind of wet it down like this. Let me pull the queen out.
The bad thing is my mom's so
Yeah. It's just a local swelling. It'll be fine.
Here is the queen.
Where's the queen?
She's inside. Hold on, let me get these bees off.
Do you want the bee brush? What did,
I don't need that.
bee brush?
Oh, I think I saw it.
She's inside there.
Yep.
So just get the-
If you just blow it off, it won't feel threatened and it won't sting you.
You've done a lot of research on it.
Okay,
And also.
so as you can see, this is the queen. She's inside there. And here at this very end is the cap. There's candy in it. Can you see the candy?
Hey.
It's like hard candy. And what will happen is once this queen is put inside of the hive, the bees will actually eat through the candy and take the queen, and she'll get out. And the reason you want to do that is because you don't know if this queen is the original queen that raised these bees. So you want to make sure that the bees accept the queen as their own, and that's the purpose of doing that. So I'm going to set the queen here. And now for the dumping process.
It has a white dot.
So you're going to take it like so, take the bees, and you're going to just dump them in there.
Are these marks, honey?
Spray.
Hi, bees.
Here. Spray.
And we spray them to keep the bees calm, as I said. Okay, here's that. Just kicking. It's like kicking chicken. So I'm going to take this. They'll roll up into a ball, and it makes it easier to
There's a bee on here.
make them get off.
Careful, no,
Don't kill them, guys.
Okay. Almost out. All right, so as you can see inside, there's a few bees. Don't be afraid. There's a few bees that are left inside. You can take that to show them.
Ty's letting them.
Now, just come on up here. Don't be afraid. As you can see, there's a bunch of bees in here. And now I'm going to need these. You guys want to come up and see them? Look in here.
Okay, let's go back to our hive. Let's bring you to the
You want to look in here? Ty, move out of the way. Okay, watch out, Gabe. Let. Just stop it. All right, now everybody's had a chance to look in here. It's so awesome. We're gonna take this, and we're not gonna force them. We're gonna take the frames, and we're just gonna set them in there, and the bees will move out of the way.
Hopefully.
Oh, they will. We want to kind of work them back and forth. Work it, work it. All these dead bees here. Let's take them off. And the bees will actually clean this up. So whatever's in here is the thing in.
What?
Okay, what else do we need here?
The queen.
Okay, the queen. So now we're going to take the queen. As you can see, the candy. We're going to take this and we're going to shove this right in between here. We're going to embed it in, being careful not to smash her. All right, so we got those on there. And we're gonna take this. This is the inner cover. Placing it on. We're doing a bucket on this or a feeder?
Bucket.
Okay. This is the feeder bucket. Watch out, Ty. So we're gonna flip it over. It'll leak out for a second. Actually, a lot longer than a second, but probably around a minute, they said.
Gotta get the vacuum suction on it.
It looks like rain. Bee, get on my hand. I can
Ready?
get you out.
I probably could have put more in there so it would have been not so much air in there.
Okay. All right, let's put it on.
Okay.
All right. Cover. Now we'll take this and put it on top.
We're happy to be in there. Probably loads more.
The cover on. And now, with this hive is complete. The only thing left to do is to put a rock on top. So when it does wind or blow, the wind blows, it's not going to take the top off and everything else, because that would really be horrible. The bees would fly away, the hive would go away, they'd probably die from cold, and it's probably going to snow another 12 inches even though it's like the end of May. So just kidding. It's actually like the beginning of the second week of April. So with that being said, we've got 4 more to do. And I thank you for watching. If you have any questions, I got a great website you can go to, Long Lane Honey Farms out of Illinois. The guy's name is David Burns. It's David and Sherry Burns. I linked up with them in 2008 when I was in Afghanistan, talked to them about keeping bees. Great people. They have a bunch of videos as well. It's Long Lane Honey Farms. So, hey, thanks for watching. If you didn't like our presentation, I don't really care, because this is hobby. It's fun. And if you didn't like having fun, then go be some boring person somewhere else. Woo! We love you. Take care. Woo! Wistman Ranch, hoot!